What if I told you Oda has been hinting at a connection between Dracula Mihawk and Emu since Chapter 49? Yes, before we even met the Gorosei, before the Void Century was explained, before we even knew the name Emu. And once you see it, you can't unsee it. Let's break down the hidden clues, Oda's subtle foreshadowing, and the terrifying possibility that Mihawk may be far more important to the final saga than we ever imagined. In Chapter 49, Mihawk makes his first full appearance during the Baratai arc. At first glance, he's just Zoro's ultimate goal, the world's strongest swordsman. But Oda rarely introduces major characters without long-term plans. And when you analyze Mihawk's design, symbolism, affiliations, and Oda's own comments, something feels off. The eyes that mirror Emu. Let's start with the most obvious detail, the eyes. Mihawk's nickname is Hawk Eyes. His pupils are sharp, ringed, almost unnatural. Now compare that to Emu's eyes. Emu has those distinct, concentric ring pupils, cold, predatory, and human. Coincidence? Maybe. But Oda is extremely intentional with eyes in one piece. Luffy's eyes equals freedom and simplicity. Mihawk's eyes equals precision and observation. Emu's eyes equal control and surveillance. Oda once mentioned in an SBS that eyes are one of the most important features when designing a character's personality. So why would the strongest swordsman and the secret ruler of the world share such a visually similar eye motif? Is it symbolism? Or is it lineage? Chapter 49, the symbolism we missed. Go back to Mihawk's introduction. He arrives alone, on a coffin-shaped boat, in total silence. That imagery is insane when you think about it. A coffin equals Death's solitary king energy no, crew no allegiance. Emu also sits alone, on the empty throne, the king of the world, who is not supposed to exist. Mihawk has always felt detached from the world government system. And yet, he was a warlord. Why would someone so independent agree to work under the world government, unless it benefited someone higher? Mihawk and the world government. Here's where things get interesting. Mihawk became a Shichibukai, but we never saw him act like the others. He doesn't fear the Marines, he doesn't chase power, he doesn't build an empire, he doesn't pursue the One Piece. Even during Marineford, he openly says, "I just want to measure the distance between that man and us." He wasn't fighting for the government. He was observing, studying, almost like he had a larger understanding of the world's balance. And who is obsessed with maintaining balance? Emu. The Gorosei talk repeatedly about keeping the great balance. And Mihawk? He lives outside the chaos, like someone who understands the world order from above. Oda's statement about Mihawk. In an SBS, Oda once described Mihawk as someone who is waiting for a swordsman to surpass even his rival Shanks. That line is important, because Shanks has direct ties to the Gorosei. Shanks can walk into married Geos freely. So Mihawk's greatest rival is someone who can casually meet the Five Elders. And Mihawk shows zero shock about it. That suggests Mihawk knows more about the upper structure of the world than we think. The Dracula and immortality theory. Let's talk about Mihawk's design inspiration. He's heavily inspired by Dracula, Gothic nobility, European aristocracy. Dracula equals immortality. Emu equals potentially immortal ruler since the Void Century. Oda loves historical parallels. And what if Mihawk isn't just a swordsman, but someone connected to the same ancient lineage as Emu? Notice this. Mihawk has no known crude Enno-confirmed homeland. Enno family, Enno past flashback. That's suspicious in One Piece. Oda gives tragic backstories to almost everyone. Why not Mihawk? Unless his backstory reveals something massive about the ancient world. The sword connection. Now, let's talk about swords. Emu used a blade to stab. Luffy's wanted poster Blackbeard Deshira Hoshi S. Vivi's. Why does the secret ruler of the world carry a sword? And why does the world's strongest swordsman exist during the same era? What if Mihawk isn't just the strongest swordsman, but the strongest defender against the throne? Or worse, what if he once served it? Remember, Mihawk's sword Yoru is one of the 12 supreme grade blades. We still don't know who forged it. What if its origin connects to the Void Century? Chapter 49 foreshadowing. Let's go back to the key moment. When Mihawk defeats Zoro, he doesn't kill him. He says, "Surpass me. Roronoa Zoro." Why would the world's strongest swordsman care about raising a challenger? Because Mihawk isn't chasing dominance. He's waiting for someone strong enough to change the world. And if Emu represents stagnant control, then Mihawk represents evolution through strength. Two opposing philosophies hidden since East Blue. Final saga implications. We are now in the final saga. Emu has revealed terrifying power. Ancient weapons are active. The world is about to turn upside down. And Mihawk? He's aligned with Cross Guild, a fake Yonko organization led publicly by Buggy. But Mihawk doesn't follow Buggy. Let's be honest. He follows his own agenda. And if Oda planted seeds in Chapter 49, then Mihawk's true role may be revealed when the throne finally falls. So here's the big question. Was Mihawk always meant to mirror Emu? Similar predatory eyes, solitary king imagery, connection to Shanks, mysterious past, Supreme Blade, introduced absurdly early in the story. Oda has proven time and time again that nothing is accidental. And if this theory is true, then the world's strongest swordsman may be tied to the world's secret king in ways we never imagined.